Welcome to Apt Associates Introduction to Prep Supervisor Process. Lisa Lee is the supervisor for Chris Smith. As a supervisor, she's gotten an email reminding her that it's time to write the review for Chris Smith. This means that Chris Smith has done a self-appraisal already. I'll open that email, I'll follow the link, and start the review. The supervisor screen is almost identical to the employee screen because the supervisor is an employee. On the left side, you can see the navigation pane with the home dashboard, the prep section. This includes links to last year's preps, so you can look up information about your own preps and look up information that was imported into the system from last year. The prep status section allows you to see where you are in the process, including which secondary reviewers are available, and you can ask the system to send reminders for secondary reviewers who have not yet completed their task. The goals section allows you to work on your own goals as well as goals for your direct reports. This has changed quite a bit from last year, as goals can be worked on throughout the year. This will be covered more in a separate video. You can also work on your personal journal or make journal entries about your direct reports throughout the year. Journals are private and visible only to the author or system administrator. You can also view and print anything that's not currently active or live and in progress, so that you can review information about current preps. The Help Center allows you to look at documentation and information to supplement these web classes. Take a moment to look at the My Direct Report section at the bottom right corner to make sure it is thorough and complete. For any corrections, contact the HR Service Center. Notice in your To-Do section, you need to write a prep for Chris Smith. The current status of this prep is live and untouched, as you've received it, but not yet acted upon it. Notice at the top of the page, you can click here to view instructions, and you can, but do not have to, click to hide them again. At the top of Chris Smith's prep, you'll notice the employee's prep and the comments of the secondary reviewer. Opening the remarks of the secondary reviewers, I can see information about Chris's accomplishments on projects. Notice that the comments are offset to the right and are not editable. I can choose to save them as a PDF or print them. All of the remarks from all of the secondary reviewers will be gathered here together. I'm going to close that and look at Chris's self-appraisal. Now we can see how Chris evaluated Chris. As with the secondary reviewer form, you can choose to save them as a PDF or print them or close them. Instead, I will put Chris's assessment on the left side of the screen by pressing the Window key and left arrow on the keyboard. I will put the manager's assessment on the right by clicking on that, holding the Window key, and pressing the right arrow on the keyboard. That will allow me to compare these two documents and possibly even copy and paste between them. The reviews will be based on your evaluations of values, performance competencies, results on performance goals, and development. For this year only, the values section will not be rated as it is new, but you can include remarks on how these values were upheld. Selecting the reviewer's remarks field, you can enter your comments. You can choose to either check the spelling now, or if you choose Done, it will spell check for you automatically upon exit. You can still make edits to this field by clicking on it. The space available in this field is essentially unlimited. You may choose to copy documents with information that would be helpful into this field. In the Performance Competency section, you have the ability to choose the Technical Skills/Excellence rating and determine how well that employee meets that competency level. Note that for the competency section, there is a rating that will automatically calculate based on the average of ratings selected in the section. However, because we are not asking supervisors to weight each individual rating, this rating will be used for reference only, and the supervisor will actually select the employee's overall rating for the competencies section. Notice some remarks are listed as mandatory and others as optional. Most fields are mandatory. Some do not apply to LCNs or local country nationals. In those cases, you can select the Not Applicable for LCNs Only in the drop-down list, and in the supporting remarks, you can put Not Applicable or NA. When you get to the end of the evaluation, calculate your ratings to make certain that you have the expected results. Scrolling back to the performance goals, I've clearly made some kind of mistake because the weighted goals should be 100%. So I need to look at the assigned weights for the various categories and see where I've made a mistake. Let's see, 30%, 30%, and 30%. That can't be correct. Scrolling back to the bottom and calculating the rating, the weighted goals are now 100% as they should be. At this point, it is important only to save this evaluation as a draft. You are not ready to submit it. It's time for your division department managers meeting to come to consensus on your ratings. Now that you're back from your department or division management meetings, you can make some final changes to Chris Smith's prep in order to continue the process. You will not receive an email notification of this, so be certain to either go back through your existing email notice or through AppNet or through appdremote.aptosoc.com. Getting back to the home page, I can open up Chris Smith's prep and I can make some final edits. Once I have made all my comments and all the changes, I can finally submit it. So now it's time for you to set up a meeting with Chris to discuss the ratings, comments, and goals for next year.